What's going on, everybody? It is your boy, Mr. Do It All. We're making our final stop through the AFC here in the AFC West. And one of these AFC West teams plays tomorrow night. The NFL season is 24 hours away. It's like Christmas to somebody like me who loves the NFL. It's probably my favorite sport to watch. Right behind, no, it's not behind anybody. It's the best sport to watch to me personally. So much drama. Just so much to love about football. So we're going to start this video off. As we go through the AFC West, you know how I've been doing it. I've been doing it, like obviously in an order where who I think is going to finish where. We're going to keep with that. We're going to start off with the LA Chargers, formerly the San Diego Chargers, who will be playing their games in I believe it's the 20,000 capacity StubHub Center or Toyota Center. I forget which one it is. In Inglewood or Carson, my bad, Carson. They're moving. I think they're going to be playing in Inglewood when their stadium is built. Now this is a team. The Chargers are an odd team. They could have easily finished 9-7, but they finished 5-11 last year. They lost a ton of talent on the offensive side of the ball. Their offensive line is very average. They did address that problem in the draft. They lost Keenan Allen very early to injury. Phillip Rivers is a year older, but he's still, in my eyes, just outside of that top tier quarterbacks. He's right there. He's in that level. The only reason why he's not in that level is because of playoff success, never been to a Super Bowl. He had some great chances early on when LT was at the height of his career, but this is an interesting offensive team. Their defense is actually a lot better than given credit for. Drafting Joey Bosa, a player I did not like in last year's draft, came out and showed up. He showed everybody up. He made everybody eat a great big slice of humble pie, and he did it in 12 games, having 10.5 sacks. Across from him, they are switching schemes though. They're going from a 3-4 to a 4-3. It'll be interesting for this guy, Melvin Ingram, who I saw primarily as a 3-4 rush outside linebacker, probably putting his hand in the dirt and playing 4-3 end. If you have pass rushing ability, I don't think it matters. The only part that matters is probably your overall size and weight and strength, which obviously in turn helps with leverage and burst and acceleration and being able to finish off your moves, spin move, swim move, bull rush, all those type of things. Their linebacking corps is very talented as well, led by Denzel Perryman, who to me is an up-and-coming linebacker in this league. Corey Toomer and Jatavius Brown played great as well. I mean, this defense is young. They're willing to play fast. They had a great. Casey Hayward had probably his best season as a pro last year. They're getting Jason Verrett back, another young, athletic playmaking corner. Their biggest problem is going to be their safeties, but I'm thinking maybe Desmond King moves to safety for them at some point in the future, maybe in the middle of the season, as they don't have the best safeties in the league. Now looking on the offensive side of the ball, it's a team that needs help on the offensive line, and they addressed that with Forrest Lamp and Dan Feeney. I do believe one of these guys did get hurt in training camp and might be out for the season. I think it's Dan Feeney for some reason. I do believe one of them tore their ACL, which sucks, but stuff happens in training camp. They addressed possibly a huge need at wide receiver, drafting Mike Williams out of Clemson. He might be injured, I believe, to start the season, but he will eventually play. It's a huge need for them, especially considering Keenan Allen has only played, I think, 9 games the last 2 seasons, having some really horrific injuries. And Keenan Allen is exceptional. He's coming back strong. He's a great possession guy. I didn't like him coming out of college, but he's turned into a very solid pro. This is a team that is very underrated in a tough division. The AFC West is probably one of the top 2 or 3 divisions in all of football. In terms of rank, I'd go probably right now the NFC East, I would say, then the AFC West. You can flip-flop those 2 teams, those 2 divisions. They'd still be great. The AFC North has traditionally been good with the top 3 teams. The Bengals fell off, and Baltimore isn't at the talent level of Pittsburgh. And I mean, and the NFC South is pretty solid too if Carolina's able to bounce back. Tampa Bay's up and coming. New Orleans will eventually join those teams too. So, looking at the Chargers schedule here, they play their division AFC West. It looks like they're playing the AFC East. and the NFC East. So the AFC East, NFC East, AFC West, and their 2 place games are going to be the Jets and Jacksonville. So they have a very favorable schedule with their place games. The AFC West is traditionally pretty weak outside of New England. NFC East is tough, and their own division is very tough. So let's go ahead and take a look at what they have here. Starting the season off on Monday night, next Monday night, the Chargers start the season off at 7:20 p.m. Western time, 10:20 Eastern time, against the Denver Broncos in Denver. I think Denver takes that game. Toss-up game. Denver is not that great offensively. They're pretty good defensively. I feel like they've taken a step back, letting go of T.J. Ward, not having Shane Ray to start the season. Offensively, they're not that great at quarterback either. Then they go to Miami. No, then they play in LA against Miami. That's a win. Versus Kansas City, I think that's a loss. Kansas City is probably one of the top 4 teams in the AFC. I think they can beat Philadelphia because it's in LA. At the Giants, I think they'll lose. At Oakland, I think they'll lose. Versus Denver, it's a toss-up. I think Denver and San Diego are very evenly matched. At New England, I think they'll lose. Then they hit their bye week in Week 9. Come back and play Jacksonville. In Jacksonville, that's a W. Versus Buffalo, that's a W. In LA. At Dallas on Thanksgiving, I think that's a loss. Dallas traditionally plays well on Thanksgiving, enough to get a W, especially on a short week. That's tough. They'll probably stay on the East Coast. Oh no, they're going from West. Okay, it's going to be a tough game, but I think Dallas will take that. Versus Cleveland. Cleveland's going to be a better team this year, but I think San Diego will be better. Versus Washington, toss-up. I think those 2 teams are evenly matched. At Kansas City on a Saturday night. That's a loss. Playing in Arrowhead is always tough. At the Jets, that's a win. Jets are probably the worst team in the NFL. And versus Oakland to end the season. I think Oakland will probably win that game. It'll be Oakland's last actual game in California. As the Raiders, I believe, as they'll be moving to Vegas. Yeah, I can see this team. Their best overall record could be 9-7, just missing the playoffs, and the worst record, I can see them going 7-9, maybe 6-10. This team isn't great, but it's definitely above average in my eyes, especially playing in a tough division. It makes it harder because there are tougher teams. This team will not make the playoffs, because they have to win 10 to 11 games to make the playoffs based upon other teams in the AFC and the teams in their division. So, that'll wrap it up for San Diego. For the Los Angeles Chargers, I can't wait. The NFL season is so close. That'll wrap it up. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. AFC West, you guys are last. I'm so happy. Denver's up next. I'm out. Peace.